正義の使者の合図の印、悪を探してやってきて、わざと電気と正義の光、僕らのライダーストロンガー、僕らの兄貴。
雨が降っているハイウェイ、俺は一人だアマゾン、ロロロロロロ、言葉もわからぬ東京でやってくるのは敵ばかり、ドロロドロロ、戦い進んで夜が明けりゃ、やがて明るい明日が来る。ロロロロロロ、風が吹いているガード下、俺は一人だアマゾン、ロロロロロロ、自動車と急エレベーター、出会う相手は敵ばかり、ロロロロロロ、戦い進んで夜が明けりゃ、やがて明るい明日が来る。
Okie dokie, Chad. If you are there, let me know. I am so sorry about the hiccup. I totally goofed, and I did not mean to. Just let me know you're there, and we'll get started here again very shortly. Alrighty, let's get back into it. Hi, welcome back. I think what I've learned today is I should move my BRB button away from the end stream button. Yeah. So if you don't know, I have Vienna sausage fingers, so they literally hit everything and anything. You also see me try to use an iPhone 4. It's hysterical. Speaking about iPhone 4, I left my phone over there. I need that. Alright, I'm gonna grab that. Welcome back. I love how I can't go one stream without there being some kind of a technical issue. And, like, let me tell you, I've talked to a bunch of other streamers trying to figure out, like, okay, what should I do? How should I figure this out? Like, what's the worst thing that happens to you? And, like, everybody says the same thing. Technical issues. Always technical issues. Well, if you're here from the last stream, from, like, before I messed it all up, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. Since you guys are here, I wanted to share something else that I did not share on the last stream that just happened a minute ago about this type of PLA. It does something special. Now, I gotta do a little bit of work on it for a second, but you'll see what I mean. Purple, right? Purple, okay. Give me a minute. Don't worry, this is totally YouTube safe, I promise. Come on. Alright, it's starting to go, but I want to get a little bit more so you guys can really see what I'm talking about. Come on. Friction. Oh, I'm gonna rip off all my fingerprints. Alright, there we go. That should be good enough. It's color change. So in room temperature, it's purple. When it gets above room temperature, it turns pink. And when it's below 50, it turns blue. Pretty cool filament. I have no idea when I would ever use this. But, it's pretty neat that it does that. Try to see if I can't cool it quickly to get it to go back. Slowly but surely, it's starting to change back. I'm just gonna, like, not touch it and leave it in a position where y'all can see some of that for a minute while I explain what we're doing next. Yeah, I'm glad y'all like that. Neat, eh? So do me a favor, since I goofed so hard. Can y'all share the stream one more time, since I kind of ruined it? Yeah, I could do little color changing writer things. I was actually trying to find a blue to red, and the closest I can find is a blue to pink. So if I can find a blue to red, I kind of want to do some build emblems. I think that'd be fun. Then again, I could always get hit with a cease and desist, because things have changed now. Oh, jeez. Please excuse me while I try some nondescript brown drink. That is some great nondescript brown drink. My goodness. Alright, so let's get to it. The thing I was going to show y'all is how to make patterns based off of other shapes. This is a really, really helpful method. I love using this for things where it's like, I love that shape. I can't do anything with that item in particular, but I can steal the shape. So that's how you do it. You're going to need masking tape or some kind of really good tape, like duct tape. Duct tape or masking tape, usually the way you want to go. You're also going to need some sheets of aluminum foil. You shouldn't need too much. This is just my stash I have laying around for when I do stuff like this. And then you're going to also need Sharpie, some kind of marker, and a knife or X-Acto blade. Okay? Cool. So I'm going to show you how I do this. We're going to turn this pattern into a base helmet pattern, and we're going to put it out for free for everybody. And we're going to make a new video in a little while showing you how to redo the base helmet pattern. And we're even going to dunk on the old video, because the old video, while it's still helpful, it's not really needed anymore. And I was stupid when I made it. I fell on my bed at the start trying to be funny. Slapstick isn't funny anymore. Nobody likes slapstick. Slapstick dumb. Just kidding. I love slapstick. I'm the only one that liked it. I still laugh at myself falling on the bed, even though it's the most cringy looking shot I've ever seen of anything I've ever done ever. Yeah, I went there. Okay. So, here's how this trick works. Get your aluminum foil on it. Sorry if it gets a little bit loud from the aluminum foil noises. I'll try not to be too noisy with it, but it's only so much I can do. So you want to get on there as tight as you can. You want to wrap around each of the edges if you need to. You want to take a little bit of tape and just have some out so you can anchor it to parts of the plastic, because you're going to need to do more than one layer of aluminum foil, more than likely for this one, or more than one sheet, excuse me, not layers. Also, get good masking tape. Don't get crap from Walgreens that doesn't work, because this tape is not very good, but for the purposes I'm using it for today, it'll do. I'm going to get rid of this piece of plastic that's sticking out and causing problems. Alright, that's gone. Cool. Whew. Like I said, you want to wrap it around each one of these edges. You just want to make sure that you have coverage of everything. That's like most important. And then anywhere where you can't wrap it over and it just kind of like sticks up like there, that's where you want to anchor it with some tape. It's kind of like making like a mini mold, essentially. It's pretty fun. Alright, that should be good right there. I think... Alright, this might be 3 sheets, just so that I can get the whole coverage done really quickly. I don't want to be sitting here making a lot of noise with the aluminum foil right next to the microphone, you know? Like I said, you want to get as much around these edges as you can and cover as much of the smooth area that you want. You really, really want to keep the aluminum foil as tight down to the piece as you can, too. I can't stress that enough. This will affect your overall part if you don't do this. Alright. If you're just now joining us, I'm working on a new base helmet pattern off of a 3D model that I made. And I figured this would be a lot easier than doing a Pepakura. Because the problem is with Pepakura, and like this is not a dig on Pepakura, this is just something I've learned over the years. Sometimes 3D modeling, no matter what you do, you'll never get the cuts that you want through the 3D model and Pepakura than you would if you just made the damn model yourself and made the cut yourself on the paper model. So, never be afraid to do something like this to make your patterns. Except for when it's not yours, and that's not as cool. Don't do that. Use your own stuff. Okay. Hopefully that should be good. That should be able to wrap around the rest of this. That would be too much of a problem. Okay, cool. So now I got this thing covered in the aluminum foil. It's completely covered. Now I'm going to get the tape, and we're just going to go over all of it. And we're going to try to smooth it out as much as we can as we're taping it down. We'll start at the chin and go up, and we'll just do a crisscross for a little bit. And don't be afraid to wrap your tape around the edge too. That might actually help you in the long run. Make sure you really get your tape down though, because it's nothing's more annoying than trying to get one of these patterns made, and then because your tape wasn't secure enough, it's starting to come apart as you're working with the pattern. It's a pain. You don't want that to happen. So, IKSA. Got a lot of IKSA stuff to do in a little bit. I got a lot of stuff to show you from work I've done in the last week to get done on IKSA. This upcoming week is probably just going to be me focusing on nothing but that, unless I have another editing job pop up, which, I won't lie, the editing jobs I've been getting have been really cool. I just wish I could talk about them. I just can't. Not yet, at least, but eventually. Promise. Alright. What's going on here? Why is this doing this? There it goes. Sorry. The chat iPad isn't keeping up with actual chat, I don't think. How are y'all doing? Y'all watch anything interesting that isn't Toku? Y'all been checking out that DC fandom thing? Or fandom, or whatever they're calling it? Whatever. I just know that there was some cool stuff announced today. like James Gunn and the Suicide Squad stuff. That looked neat. I like some of the people they picked for the movie too. Some really just bizarre characters. Polka Dot Man, like all dudes. Polka Dot Man, but I mean, all right. I'm just pissed they didn't get Kite Man. Oh, the Batman trailer's out? Ooh, I did not know that. I'm gonna have to watch that. Definitely gonna have to check that out when I get a minute. Ooh. Or, well, no, I don't want to get copyright strike, but maybe I'll bring it up and during a break and talk about it after I'm done. Sound like something you guys want to look at? Let me know. Yeah, I've like effectively halved our viewership because of that one stream hiccup. Like, that's one thing I hate about YouTube. It's that, like, you mess up once and it's like, you're done. You're done. It's like I disappear for 1 month for videos and it's like, oh, all those people you just had subscribed last month, yeah, they won't see your video because, I mean, like, you didn't want them to show up. You would have been here if you wanted them to. Go on a break and watch it. Alright, I will go on a break and I will watch the Batman trailer. And when I come back, we can immediately talk about it. How about that? Does that sound like a plan? Hope so, because I actually kind of really want to do that. Alright, let's go this way. Usually I wouldn't recommend this method, but time, you know, just trying to keep it quick so we move on to our other stuff that we got going on tonight. I still want to show you all the EXA work I've done, because I haven't done any foam work, but since the last time we talked, I've done quite a bit of patterning work, and I'm excited to share that with y'all. Oh, ow. Oh, and as far as the noise goes, I have a new noise cancellation thing. I haven't got a chance to implement it yet, but we should be getting there soon. Whoa! Hey Furbus, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yes, Batman is Toku. I prefer the 1966 Showa version, though. God, that felt so wrong saying that. Okay. Oh yeah, and then YouTube's like, hey, we want to pay you, but we don't know what your address is. Is it this? And I'm like, yeah. And it's like, alright, cool, we'll send you snail mail eventually. And I'm like, no, don't. Just give me a pin. Just, no. So like, I have to wait like another month to get any of the revenue I've gotten off of YouTube. Oh, speaking of, I've made money on my videos that aren't streams for once. What? I made a whopping 3 cents on a plus 500,000 view video. I know, I'm really proud of myself. It's extremely lucrative for me, and I'm gonna use those 3 cents on something super important like an overdraft fee, more than likely. Yeah. So thank you, YouTube. I really appreciate you. Oh, jeez. I don't get me wrong. Like, I know I'm using this as my platform. It's just that all of the really big platforms seem super, super scummy. And like, as much as I hate YouTube, I know it the best compared to the other ones. And like, Twitch seems like one of those places where if I sneeze wrong, suddenly I got a ban. So like, I'd much rather just stay here and just deal with the issues that YouTube has, and in hopes that they get better, knowing they never will. But hey, if I keep lying to myself, maybe something will change. Don't worry, I'm being like cynically optimistic about stuff. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but just comes a point where you just got to go with the flow, and if it works out, it works out. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's whatever. I wish more people understood that and would take that into consideration. I like how this is coming out. This is gonna look awesome. This is gonna be a great base helmet template. Holy crap, you guys! Cannot wait to get started on that. The only thing about it that sucks is the tape I'm using is poopy doo-doo. Walgreens tape is bad. Bad Walgreens tape. Do not use Walgreens tape. Is bad. 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 Let's try it this way. Oh my god, please just stay on the aluminum foil. This tape is so janky, you guys. It's like has little to no adhesion whatsoever, which, as far as masking tape goes, no, don't. I mean, like, if you're trying to actually mask, like, something you're trying to paint, then you're like, yeah, sure, I guess. But, like, if you're just trying to cover up something, it should stick pretty well, shouldn't it? But no, of course not. Nothing. No, that makes too much sense. God forbid something's actually good. It does what its intended purpose is. Okay, almost done. One more strip of tape, assuming I can get all this other strips of tape to actually stay on. It's not even sticking to itself. What in the world is happening here? This tape is so jank. Welcome to the stream where I complain about tape for 6 hours. I think we're in the clear. Okay, there we go. Half helmet, completely taped up. So, where do we go from here? The next part is trying to decide how we want this to lay out flat. So I already know that it's going to have a center seam going all the way down, up and down the middle. I like the way this jaw is shaped down here, but I don't want it to be attached to everything else. So I want the chin to be separate, so I'm going to draw the chin out first of how I want the chin to sit. But there's a curve, but I can get this to work in my favor and y'all's favor. Check this out. Dropping a couple registration marks. There we go. One part is already done. There's the chin. Now I just got to mark it to where you know what side you have to connect. And then when you print this out, you can probably just put those two pieces together and print it out together after like flipping it and attaching it. Whatever, we'll get to that in a minute. Let's get to the rest of this design real quick. So I know I want to keep that front part of the face and the chin connected. Actually, you know what? Go right there in the middle part right there. I'm gonna get my bendy ruler out. Where did I put my bendy ruler? Is it still down here from last time? Did I put it away? Nope, here it is. Found it. Okay. This is another reason why these things are great. It's because you use this to make some really awesome lines as well. So I want my starting point to be right here on the chin, but I want to make that first line that goes up and around and connects to or connects to the top part of the helmet, I mean. Excuse me. Oh, this is awkward. I use my body up against this to try to mark this just right. That's ever so slightly off. Darn it. See, this is one thing that sucks about being a prop maker is you need like 5 arms, but you don't got 5 arms. But you're gonna wish you had 5 arms. Yep. Alright, that little thing ain't gonna work. Forget what I said about that. Just gonna have to eyeball it and hope for the best. And sometimes it's just what happens. You're just gonna have to eyeball it. I wish I had large rubber bands on me. Large rubber bands really help. Zugai, welcome. Chemical Chocobo, also welcome. How you doing? You miss being able to watch my rider panel at Animazement, man. I wish I'd be able to do anything in Animazement. I miss that convention, even though I have issues with that convention still. But yeah, I just miss conventions in general. I really wish we could do those again. Wear your masks, folks. Just do it. Just do it so then we can all see each other again. I miss everyone. My feet hurt. I'll go home. Alright. Kind of have like the first shape that I want. It should even out flat when we lay it out. But now it's all about consistency and keeping one large shape the whole way through. I like this song a lot. It's a good one. I like Gavan. Gavan's cool. Alright, so we got that first line drawn on. Now I'm going to put a whole bunch of registration marks down. And then I'm going to mark it. This is going to be our top part of the helmet. And you're going to need to make 2 of these. You got to flip it. Yeah. Alright, so make some registration marks for the other side. Whenever I get to that. Oof, I love this song. I'm grooving today, y'all. Now I'm doing my registration marks for later, so then we can put these together the right way. Then I'll label, and then we'll do the next line. Cool. Top, front, back, and then connect to right top. And this is left top, flip, for our top. There we go. So whenever I do my patterns, I always like to put little things on there so I could like write it down, and then when I actually take the picture and start to digitize this, so then you guys can get it and print it up yourselves, I'll know exactly what I need to write on these patterns for you guys. So yeah, if all goes well, we might be doing this as a 2, 3, maybe at most 4-piece part. Pretty cool. So let's do. Ooh. I'm not sure how I feel about that edge. I think I might need to bring it up like a little bit higher. You'll see what I mean in a second. I know it's hard to see what I'm doing, and I know it's not that entertaining, but it'll be worth it in the long run. I promise you. Y'all are learning a thing. Learning something's always entertaining, so long as it's actually entertaining to learn the thing, because for entertainment purposes. Yeah. Professor Kaiju asks, how do you figure out how many pieces it needs to be cut into? So it really depends. I've been doing this for so long that I can just like look at a shape and from the general size of it have an idea of how big it's gonna be. For somebody that's new to this, it really depends on how you want to cut it and how you want to put it together. So like, you won't know until you've already drawn out all the parts and labeled them and marked them down, and then you can count them out. Me, on the other hand, like I've made so many different types of helmets and base helmets that it's hard to explain. It's like you know, like wireframes on 3D objects. When I look at shapes like this, I kind of imagine the same thing, but without the polygons. I just do like the straight lines, and from there, that's when I try to just imagine where that line is and try to copy it. I'm not doing a great job right here, but you're kind of getting an idea of what I'm doing. But yeah, like I always try to get like a general idea of like certain shapes, and the more I do them, the more I want to learn them, because the sooner that I can know what kind of shape somebody needs, and then I could just draw it without having to go to a printer or any of the other kind of stuff, the better. Like, I want to be able to just look at something and be like, oh yeah, and then like I just savant that thing, and then like there's my pattern ready to go. I'm getting better at it. I used to be able to draw my base helmet pattern from memory, but over the last like 2 years, I've been trying to get better at making 3D models so that I can just make better helmet patterns in general for everybody. And I think this one right here is going to be a good one for sure. I'm just trying to decide, do I want to do like a helmet cut line for like a clamshell, or do I want to leave this all one flat piece, or do I want to cut right down the middle? We'll see. I might just do one line or 2 lines and just let myself decide later, or let y'all decide on the pattern and just give you different options. That might be better. I think I might like that. We'll see. Work it out when we get to it. Cool. Okay, so then this is going to be middle, left middle, left mid, front, back, top. I put a little arrow pointing to the top so then I know which way it needs to go and what it connects to. Alright, cool. So this last part right here in the middle, I'm still trying to decide, do I want that flat? Because I think we could probably just do it flat. Honest to God. Or we could do a cut where it gives you an idea of where you want your visor to cut. Huh. You know what? I'm just going to do all 3. Just for my own sanity. And then if I don't like any of them, I can get rid of it later. So we'll do one of the mid cut and then one of the back style cut. And then like a dotted line version of the full side cut. And when I cut this whole thing out, I'm just going to lay it out flat. And if it lays out flat without me having to do any kind of darting to it, good. Because that means all you got to do is heat gun it when you put it on to get that curve. So, mid cut. Ooh, I like the song. It's a good song. So this right here should probably be a good spot for like a back half clamshell. There we go. And a dotted line one just in case I want to do the full half later. Side left. Then to mid that way. Okay, and then front, back, half line, and then this one's the clamshell line. Oh, I learned a new way to do clamshelled helmets, and you can do them with foam, and I can't wait to share that with y'all. Once I figured out how to do it, I was like kicking myself. I was like, I should have known how to do this for years. What is wrong with me? It's like that kind of level of like, oh my god, like how did I not think about that kind of like thing? But I can't wait to share that with you. It's gonna be a little bit though, because I still need to perfect it myself. But once I do, ooh, you better know I'm gonna be hollering it and shouting it out to all of y'all. then we'll just do a couple in here for the clamshell line. Okay, and I'll just need to remember that later. So now I'm just doing the outer edges, just so then I know where the cutoff is entirely. And it's kind of like just like a guesstimation. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, watch Gamera 3. Gamera 3 is good. What's taking you this long? Everybody bully Don for not watching Gamera 3. What you got? I gotta do a film night with the boys. That actually sounds like fun. I might be down for that. Alright. So, there's our pattern. It's still on the piece. How do we get it off the piece? Easy. Take it apart. Makes like a mini mold. Sometimes you might need to cut some parts away with tape. No big deal. Don't worry about the part under it too. This is what's great about 3D modeling too, is that I don't really care about this print all that much. So I can take this knife and carve into it, no problem. Versus like, let's say that nice bowl that mom got, and it's got like a really brittle glaze on the outside of it, and you just ran your X-Acto knife, and now you got little tiny bits of glaze cracking off the side of it in the same shape as the pattern that you made. Yeah, anyways, alright, moving along. Not talking about that or dwelling on that anymore. Alright, yep. Moving right along. Now once you get all these edges undone, this should pop out rather easy. He says, as it doesn't want to come undone. Rather easy. There you go. John, free. And then, just go around that edge real quick with your scissors. Get rid of all the junk that you don't need. Actually, you know, I might just be able to pull the aluminum foil away from the tape right here. Yep. Don't even need my scissors for this part. Okay, maybe I do need my scissors like a little bit. Yeah, I don't need them on the front here. There he goes. Popping in before bed. Who here watched 01 episode 44 tonight? Giving spoilers, obviously, but it was crazy. Not me, so don't say anything. Have a great night. I'm gonna have to put that in a ticker or put like something above me that says no talking about the recent week's episode if I'm gonna stream on Saturdays, because this is oh man. I need to I gotta figure out something, because, like, I love talking about this stuff. I really do, but, like, out of respect for the people that, like, haven't seen it yet, like, I just want to wait till subs are out for people to talk about it. And, like, I know not everyone wants to do that for other folks. I'm like, yeah, I could sit there and I could understand the episode in Japanese myself, but, like, then I know something before everybody else, and I might say something, and then I spoil somebody, and they're sitting there bawling their eyes out because they got to hear it from me instead of seeing it from themselves, which I completely understand. That sucks. No, I know. We're not yelling at you, Brent. That's not what we're trying to do, like, at all. I want you to understand that we're not yelling at you. That's not what we're trying to do. It's just that we're just trying to get to a point where everybody knows in the stream that we don't want to talk about 01 stuff, like, or even Saber stuff when it starts airing until, you know, a lot of people have seen it. We want to get ourselves to a point where if we do talk about stuff, there's been enough time in between when it first showed up versus, you know, just dropping it the minute it shows up, because that's what a lot of people do, and then kind of takes away some of the surprises in tokusatsu. That's no fun, you know. At least part of the reason why I like Dio so much was that they hit a lot of stuff up until, like, episode ending things, and then, like, oh shit, this person's back, oh fuck, that kind of level of stuff. Alright, so yeah, there's our whole half of a base helmet pattern. All the parts pulled off of it. We just need to cut it out and put it together. But before I do that, I gotta mark the chin, and then we can cut it out. And then we'll lay it out, and I can show you how you can take pictures of your patterns on a grid and get it to scale it. The next thing I was going to ask if you've seen the Sword Driver demo. Yes, I have seen it, and it's cool. I got some issues with it, but overall, I think it's an interesting toy belt. It's just something I don't think I'd be able to give my full opinion on until I had one in hand, which I hope we can do here soon. I'd like to get a hold of one so we can play with it on the stream and do a live first reaction, because you guys really seem to enjoy the Ankh arm. So I think if I get toys and stuff like that in the future, I'll probably wait to open them for y'all to see on the stream. Yeah, I agree, Furbus. And like, it's just a point where you might just need to avoid certain people. That's what I ended up doing, or just avoid Twitter on the weekends. That's what I usually end up trying to do. Don't get me wrong, there's still some stuff that gets slipped through and spoils me, but I'm also not too upset about spoilers myself anymore, because like, it's Kamen Rider. If you've seen it once, you're gonna see it again, maybe just a different way. But I kind of just miss like the surprises in Toku sometimes, you know, the stuff that you got to see for yourself before somebody else told you about it. Okay, cool. Remarked all that. Yes, I agree. Spoiler etiquette on Twitter is not that great. Also, Pocky, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate you. I miss you, and I hope you're doing well. I don't have any Cougs available at the moment. I mean, I do, but I ain't trying to reach over through 5 figures to get one Couga. Sorry. Alright, it's time for some nondescript brown drink. Yep. God, I love nondescript brown drink. You can pick it up at your favorite nondescript grocery store today. So dumb. Yeah, I agree. You just got to mute stuff, and like, as it sucks having to mute stuff, but sometimes you just gotta do it, just then you don't, you know, ruin yourself on things that you don't want to be spoiled on. Like, you might have an inkling it might happen, so then you just put it through so you don't go worry about it. But also, I'm not. God, okay, look, I got spoiled on 01 already today. Like, full, like, no cap. It happened just before I started the stream, when I was posting up the thing like, hey, come check out the stream and everything. There's one thing in particular that bothers the hell out of me, because I know what they did, so I'm just gonna say this. R.I.P. coolest costume in 01. That's all I'm gonna say. Just like, you know, come on. All the costumes is do stuff with, like, geez, not that one. Just leave it alone. It's perfect, and you had to do that. It's cool, but all right, no, I need to shut up because I'm talking about it. Sorry, folks. Sorry. I'm stopping. Promise. Very carefully and cautiously cutting this out. Alright, so here's the top part of the helmet right here. And now I can lay it out completely flat. Ain't that rad? Completely flattened out. And all you need to do is just put this on a grid like this, and as soon as you know the length of your grid, in either metric or imperial or whatever you want to use. Speaking of, I've been really trying to switch to metric, and like I know it's easier. I know it's easier. My dumb brain is still like, how many inches is that? Anyways, well, it's also because I can only get centimeter rulers and not just millimeter rulers. I want millimeter ruler, damn it. Anyways, yeah, you just lay this out on a grid. You get a bird's eye view, and you try to get it as even as possible, where all the edges of this grid are meeting all the edges of your camera, to where it's completely flat as you can in that bird's eye view. And then once you have all your parts like laid out, you take that photo, you drop that into Photoshop on a canvas that's the same size. You could scale it out to where it completely matches, and then you just take your pen tool and go around, and that's how you make these patterns digital, and you can share them with your friends. And that's how I'm going to do that with this. So like what you see here is not going to be the final result, but whenever it's time for me to make this base pattern and put it out there for you guys already know that I have the pattern done. It's just going to take me some time to get the digitizing done, assuming I get done with all my other work. Your boy's been keeping himself busy since May, and I really want a break. But I can't take a break because I don't have Mondays for break. It's okay though, eventually. We'll get there. Alright. Also, wanted to tell you guys what the next thing I'm going to be purchasing for everything is going to be. So all the funds that you guys are currently donating to me, they're going to a new chair. This chair I'm sitting in, I have to sit in it extremely, extremely still and in a certain angle so then it doesn't squeak left and right. And it will squeak. Some of y'all have heard it squeak on stream before. And the minute that we can get a new chair, I'm going to hold a stream that's going to be an office space style destroying this chair. I wish I could do it as Commodore Genom. Unfortunately, I don't have that costume anymore, but I'd love to just dress up as Genom and destroy the chair that Genom was in when he died. Because I'll be completely real, the chair I'm sitting in is the exact same chair that Genom died in that one episode of Zeo. Or X8, excuse me, why did I say Zeo? But yeah, it's the exact same chair. I bought a chair for the meme, and it was the worst decision I've ever made in my life. Don't buy chairs for memes. There's a difference. Don't let your memes be dreams, but sometimes you need to let some memes be dreams. You feel me? Yeah. Yes, it will be useful if you ever decide to make your own suits. I highly recommend you keep an eye out because this pattern I'm making right here will be going up for free. It's going to be going up for free for everybody with a whole new video showing you how to do it. And it's going to be great for Sentai and Rider stuff. Maybe even Ultraman stuff if I do the half part. I'll just show you guys how to do the half part again. I'm actually really pleased with how this is coming along so far. Like, this is starting to look more like those base helmets I've seen everybody else do. But like, less parts, but still like a good shape, which is like killer. It's awesome. All right, so now here's where it gets tough. I need to see if I can lay this out flat or not. And I don't think I can. Oh? Oh, almost. Oh, you're so close to... Oh my god. Hold on. You'll do. Get over here, Decade. Detail of Heroes. Really good books. Love these books. Great books. Yep, nope. I'm gonna have to dart this. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. I should really go through what's on my bookshelf for y'all one of these days. I have a lot of stuff. Alright, so I have to dart this one, but I think I'm gonna dart this a different way. I'll do it. I'll keep these lines on here so I can fix it later in the 3D modeling program, but I'm going to make a dart that goes straight back at a diagonal instead, and it goes to the middle. And we're going to cut it this way. This is just for my own sanity. I think this will be better for the overall dart. And darting, if you don't know, darting is the process of taking a curved surface and cutting it to lay it out flat. It's something they do a lot in sewing. Pattern making for EVA foam is not much different than pattern making for sewing. The only difference is that you're working with fabric and the other person's working with EVA. That's literally the difference. You're stitching one versus gluing one. Let's check the chat. It's been a minute since I looked over here. 2 weeks until the 10th anniversary of Kamen Rider O's. Yes, Mason, we got 2 weeks until the 10th anniversary of Kamen Rider O's. I'm very excited. I love O's. And I'm curious if anything is going to be happening during that 10th anniversary. If only there were people we could possibly look to see if there's something happening on the 10th anniversary of Kamen Rider O's. That would be, as they say with the Kamen Rider O's fans, Subarashi desu. Turn my neck anymore, I'm gonna crack my head. Alright. But yeah, keep an eye out. Things might be happening. Things might not be happening. I don't know. I know nothing. Ask me not. Okay, now let's try laying this out. And that laid out much better because we cut out a dart. This whole helmet part is only 4 parts. So like after you cut it all out, it's gonna be 8 parts they have to put together. I think that's already less than my other base helmet, and this is already a way better shape. So yeah, hey, it done. I'm pretty pleased with this. I think I have a Ziploc bag. Let me lean over my table real quick to see if I still have a Ziploc laying around in here that I can use. Because I know I chucked one and I didn't mean to chuck it, but I totally chucked it. Hey. There we go. See, it's clean. I didn't put anything in it. It's what I use patterns and stuff for. I use this for another pattern. So we're going to change this to base helmet version 2. Alright, I put 2020 edition because I remember the base helmet version 1 was 2016, 2017 edition, something like that. Anyways, I'm gonna fold these on the clamshell lines. We'll just make putting these in the bag easier. This chin part. This part can be folded this way. Ooh, excuse me. So gassy. Alrighty. And there we have it. We got a pattern done, and that took me, how long, like half an hour? Something like that? How long have I been streaming for? I can't see. I'm old. Not that old. Old enough. Alright, folks. I'm going to take a short 5 to 10 minute break, use the bathroom, get myself something else to drink, take a stretch, you know, all that. And when I come back, we will talk a little bit about IKSA. And I'll show some of you guys who are new to the stream or came in a little bit late some of the stuff we talked about earlier with 3D printing. Because I got something I'm really proud of and I really want to show it to everybody in stream. So we will be back in 5 or 10 minutes. Catch you soon.
誰が吹くのかあの口笛は正義の使者の勝利の印悪を倒すとやってくる知恵と力と勇気と愛の僕らのライダーストロンガー僕らの兄貴ジョシゲルどこで吹くのかあの口笛は正義の使者の合図の印悪を探してやってきてわざと電気と正義の光僕らのライダーストロンガー僕らの兄貴
雨が降っているハイウェイ俺は一人だアマゾンロロロロロロ言葉もわからぬ東京でやってくるのは敵ばかりドロロロロロ戦い進んで夜が明けりゃやがて明るい明日が来るロロロロロロ風が
Alrighty, we're about ready to get started again. If you guys are ready to get started again, let me know in the chat. Alright, whatever, I'm starting anyways. Don't tell me in the chat, that's fine. Hi. Welcome back. Oh no, okay, now you guys are ready. Cool, thanks chat. Good to know that delay is that's a solid 30-second delay. Cool. Alright, well that's fine because it means one more thing I get to learn and practice and refine. So welcome back. Appreciate y'all sticking with me. We're gonna try and go for another half hour, maybe a little bit longer. Gonna go over the ICSA stuff. We're gonna talk about the 3D printing stuff one more time. And then we're going to lay out everything else for the Patreon stuff, just in case anybody missed it. So, ICSA. What have I done with ICSA since the last time I had the stream? Well, I haven't made anything else new in foam yet. And the reason being is that I'm at a point with the costume where I have to do very, very, very specific things to get certain shapes. and I just need to sit there and sculpt with stuff that isn't foam and just try to get the shapes right and just do whatever I can to try and get this just right. Because I want this to look good. I'm trying to make a costume that's almost on par with a stage show costume. I think I'd be really proud of myself if I can make something even that good. So, in the time that you guys saw me work on the hip pattern, I've changed it up considerably. So this is supposed to be like a thigh piece. Here, I'll stand up so y'all can see what I mean. So like this is going to be going on my leg like right around here, like that. And I know it doesn't look like anything super fancy right now, but all the markings are on here. Everything I need is on here. So I'm going to be probably making these on the Patreon stream on Tuesday. So if you guys want to see how I do my hip armor from beginning to end, from beginning to attaching a fitting, not quite painting, but like up until the painting point, yeah, you guys can see how I do these things. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, Dustin, Ixa has these two big black things on the sides. Where are those? I have to do those after this has been made in foam first. So, this is what we're going to be working on Tuesday on the Patreon streams. Okay, so the next thing is that I decided I just want to get the legs all out in like 1 or 2 days if I can. So I got the knee pattern made right here, and I'm going to go throw it over here on the smaller camera. So take a look down here at the bottom. This is the top part. Now this is all completely free-handed. How did I do this? The easiest way to do free-handed patterns is to find a 360-degree view of the item you're trying to get a design of. So like sometimes you won't get a full 360. If you're lucky, you'll get a full 180, and that's enough. If you can get 180, that's enough. I'm going to show you how to do that very, very quickly. Where is my ream of paper? Okay, one sec, just trying to pull out some paper out from under a bunch of books and things I've been reading down here. Okay, all right, so for example, let's just say you want to make a knee piece, right? So take your paper, put it down in half, and before you do anything, don't even worry about measurements, don't worry about any of that crap. Just try to draw it. Just try to get every single angle. If you know the front is like a square, then you just need to draw that half the square, so you're getting like a rectangle, right? So let's say that's a rectangle right there. Cool. So okay, there's your half square rectangle-ish kind of shape right there. And then take a look at it from the side. Does it go up? Does it go down? Does it curve? Let's just say, for example, like Eek says, it curves down at a 45-degree angle. So then that's what I do. Just make a 45-degree angle. Now I have that right there, and it doesn't really look like much. It doesn't really look too fancy. Then I try to figure out, like, okay, well, what's the angle of the back of it? Like, what's that back edge kind of look like? And it has, like, another 45-degree angle kind of feel to it. So I'll just doodle that out. And then I know it has a base attachment part. So I'll just kind of sketch that exact same thing out if it had a base attachment bit, even if it's smaller. Now this is going to look really rough and look really crappy, but I'll show you what I mean in a second. See, there's my rough shape. There's my rough cutout. There's my basic rough design, right? Now to refine it, I'm going to cut these parts out. All right. Last one. So, I'm going to pull my parts out and take a look and see how far off I was on everything. So, like, if that was let's say, for example, that's the shape that I wanted, where it has that kind of angle on both sides, and that's the top of the knee piece, then there's the top of the knee piece. This bottom part, let's say I cut a little bit extra, or left a little bit extra space on the top, so I could fold that over, so I can know that these are edges that are supposed to meet with that top part. I'll leave them on the pattern so then I can just tell myself extend so that I can glue these pieces onto themselves. But when I'm working with paper, I just make little tabs so that I can connect them. And I just kind of play with them until I can see how they fit with each other. And there, right there, it's kind of hard to see right now, but if I bring it a little bit closer, it's kind of the shape of a rider knee piece now. It ain't perfect, but this is a place where you can start. The whole thing about making free-handed patterns, it's all a lot of just trying to draw shapes and connecting those shapes. So like my whole idea was, if you saw the front angle, you draw the front part first. If you saw the side angle, then draw how it would fit onto the front part from the side angle. It's really weird. Another way you could practice this is just so you can get a basic idea of it and have an idea of the shapes before you put them down on paper. Get the front view and the side view, the bottom and top view if you can of any of those items. Go to Photoshop or even GIMP. I think GIMP's free, or even Paint if you want to. Get your paintbrush tool or your pen tool or your pencil tool or whatever, and just trace that one shape you're looking at that one side. Then get rid of the image but keep your tracing. You'll be able to look at that and be like, okay, that's my reference. That's the kind of shape I actually need. Do that for each one of those, lay them all next to each other, find the connecting points, and you could be making your own patterns like that too. It's really cool. It's fun. This is why I like this stuff, is that pattern making's fun because there's so many different ways to do it. And as I've been doing this over the last 10 years, I've been learning more and more ways to do different patterns, and I don't think a lot of people talk about all the different ways. They'll only find one way they're comfortable with and will stick with it, and if they can't do something with it, then it just can't be done. That's not true. You just got to find your own way to pattern it. You can do it. But yeah, these things right here, that's what I did right there. It was essentially just did that exact same thing, but with Ixa's knee. And now these attach right like this, like right here, and then they bend and fold in the middle. It's really hard to do with the paper like this, but when I did the test with the foam piece, it came out fine. So yeah, we're gonna be working on these again on Tuesday. These are the knees. Now we're almost done. Almost done. I got the shin armor and the shoe armor almost ready for patterning. Teaching y'all a trick about shin armor. If you made shin armor once, you never want to make shin armor again. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. And here's why. You could take a duct tape pattern of your leg like this, no problem. But the problem is that the foam is going to be thicker than the aluminum foil and tape is. And when you do the aluminum foil and tape method, the thickness of the foam never translates over to the pattern. The way that you can translate it over to the pattern is to make a thin strip of foam that is the exact thickness of foam that you want to work with. You want to lay it on its side to where the thickness part of it, like the actual thickness part, not the part that you cut out. Let me re-explain. Excuse me. So let's say, do I have any foam near me that I do not care about very much? No. All right. I'm gonna sacrifice a little bit of my HG foam, which I never want to do, but I'm gonna do it for you to show you what I mean. Okay. So here, I'm cutting a line in this foam, and this is the type of foam that I would want to make like that leg pattern out of. Okay. So I'm taking out a very small chunk. There we go. There's my small chunk. Now, the thickness of the foam is 6 millimeters right here. So what I would do is I would write on this foam 6 mil. And then I would know that this is my guide. This is the side I would use as my guide, is the thickness of the foam. Not the side that I cut, the thickness of the foam. So I would take this and line it up with my pattern. It would give an extra 6 inches or 6 millimeters on each side. And then I would trace that around it, and it would give me a scaled pattern that you can then put onto the foam and then put it on you and then realize, oh, it's still too small. So then you have to add another strip of foam to the back of it. It's a pain in the butt. It's a real pain in the butt. So I have this new rule of thumb. If I made a shin armor recently and it fits, and I have to make another one pretty soon for something else, and the patterns both are close, I'll just wear the leg armor, and then I will tape up my leg with the armor on under it to make it easier to wear, so I don't have to do any more extra scaling. I just have to make the dang pattern and it'll fit because it's already based off a already thick pattern. So this one right here is based off of the Kamen Rider Ocean that I made, the one that has the zipper in the back for me to get my leg up and into. I don't know if I showed this on stream yet, but yeah, the way I get into my O's costume is that there's a zipper on the back of the shins, and that's how I get my leg and my shoes and everything on. And that's unfortunately, it doesn't call for it in the design of Ixa, but just for my own sanity, I'm gonna end up putting a zipper in the back of Ixa's leg. I wish I could find the way that they did it in the show, but I don't think I have the know-how to do that just yet. Maybe one day, but right now probably not. But that's the great thing about cosplay and learning new stuff, is that if you learn something new and you want to remake the part, you already have the pattern, just redo it whatever which way you need to. So, the bottom here though, I took the shoe that I was going to use and I layered it with some foam as well, and I already drew on all the foot design of Ixa. And what makes me giggle really hard, and I didn't notice this until I got like the images of Ixa's Detail of Hero pictures upscaled. If you look really closely on his foot, there's a little triangle pattern right where the big toe is, and if you get even closer, there's like a little golden bar, and Homeboy straight up has a big toenail on his rider suit foot, and I think it's the funniest thing. And it's on closer inspection, his whole leg, it's almost like a gladiator's sandal, like the kind that go up halfway up your shin. It's pretty cool. Been having a lot of fun learning this. Learning this kind of stuff, but yeah. Oh yeah, Pocky, you saw the costume in person and you never noticed that. Even the inside of the claw arms, they have zippers too. And there was a zipper on the side of the thing to get in and out as well. Ixa has the zipper on the side to get in and out as well too, but it's a bit different. Oh, Matt, what is up, dude? Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Yeah, this is my foot. It's based off of this shin piece I made for Kamen Rider O's because I'm working on Kamen Rider Ixa currently. You know what? Since y'all are here and I like to show off, I'm gonna show off a little bit for those who haven't seen it yet. I did a whole video on this. This is my Ixa helmet that I've been making. I got another one that's gonna be coming out pretty soon-ish. Hopefully within the next couple weeks. But yeah, lots of Ixa progress coming along because my goal is to have it done in the middle of September. I want it to be done just in time for the belts to release. So. Oh, so one more thing, because I know some of y'all weren't in here earlier. I have been showing off my 3D prints. So I'm going to show you guys all the stuff I did in 2017, 2018 before my printer died. And then all the stuff I've just done recently. So, Gridman. Then we got Ryusol Red. And the old Kamen Rider Ichigo print that I did, which is these are okay. They're all right. They're okay. All right, cool. And I'm glad y'all like them. I'm glad some of y'all have seen it already. I know. But like, I'm putting up the big one again. 1 second. I'm putting up the big new one. The new one I'm super excited and super happy with. That I'm sure you guys have already seen, but I want you all to look at it again. Look at it. This is the Ichigo in translucent red plastic. And it's not perfect, but like it's for a test print, it's pretty darn cool. Also, the fact that it glows, like here, I'm gonna see if I can't get some of the light in there a little bit more. See how that thing glows? All that color that's coming off the side of it. Ooh. Actually, here, let's do one of these numbers. Hey, it lights up. How cool. Yeah, also, hey, it just totally broke the illusion of my ambient lighting. Oh well. But yeah, that's all that. And then we did a base pattern helmet, so people can make some new base helmets here pretty soon. Lots of fun stuff. Whew. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I want to cover today? Anything else I want to cover? Hey, Six Pack, appreciate you. Thank you. Been working hard to try to get these coming out right. Alright, so last call, folks. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat now. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to drop any questions in there. And then, lastly, if you haven't seen the survey yet, I implore you, please, go check out the survey. I'm dropping it in the chat right now. It helps me know what you guys like about the show and what you don't like about the show, so I can continue to make the show better, because as the show keeps moving on down the road, I want to keep evolving it and changing it to where we get into a nice groove where most everybody that comes in to watch is pretty happy. So, yeah. Got any questions? Last call before your boy's gonna head out and get some food and do some more work off camera and cry in the corner because he still has more editing and other things he has to do that isn't the fun hangouts like these chats are. I actually really missed doing this last week. I really wanted to, but just too much on the plate and too many other technical issues. And then Thursday last week, the Patreon stream, what a bummer. So yeah, hopefully Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, the Patreon streams are going to come out swinging like they should have been. But Mason asks, thoughts on the Kamen Rider Saber suits that we've seen so far? So I'm only going to talk about Saber and Blades, which I think is funny. Everyone thought he was Blades, and it's Blades, and it's... Man, that's already confusing, but whatever. More Blades, why not? I love that lion design on Blades. I think that lion on his chest is super, super cool, and I'm excited to see more stuff like that. As far as Saber goes, I like the dragon on his arm, and I also like the fact that the Saber, the way how it comes all the way down the body, and how it's supposed to be a book, it almost also looks like book pages about ready to rip open. It's exciting. It's exciting, and I can't wait to see what these things actually do in motion. I've been itching for more swordplay kind of stuff from Rider for a while now. This isn't quite what I was expecting, but whatever. I'll take it. Could be cool. Thanks for reminding me that I got to sign up for Patreon. Oh, right. Okay, so I'm going to cap it here. I'm going to end with saying what happens over on Patreon. I put patterns out on Patreon, and because I messed up and I wasn't able to stream this last week, I'm going to put up a pattern for you guys. But I need to know what one you want in the chat. So, if you want a Kamen Rider pattern, put 1 in the chat. If you want a Super Sentai or Power Rangers pattern, put 2 in the chat. And I will release one sometime tomorrow. It's going to be one of the 2 that I teased earlier. Just let me know. Everybody on Patreon that does $5 or more, you guys get all the patterns. Everybody that does just $1, you get into all the Patreon streams and everything like that. And as you go up the tiers, you can get cosplay lessons, private lessons, group lessons with me. You can get me on call. You can even get me as your video editor if you need something like that too. Go check out my Patreon, patreon.com/TheNextDecade. All the tiers are laid out there. Some of them are kind of fun. Some of them are legit serious. If you want to drop that kind of money, I'll do that kind of work for you kind of stuff. So please, 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 please go check out that Patreon. I've been really trying to be better about using it. I've had it for such a long time, but I didn't know quite how to use it right. And now I have a much better hang on it, and I want to make sure I'm there for all y'all that are on there supporting me, because I really feel like I left some of you hanging. And that's why we're doing these Patreon streams, and this is why I'm also opening up a lot more of my time to do private lessons and coaching and stuff like that, because I want to see more of y'all dress up like Kamen Rider, because I'm not getting tired of it. I'm not like retiring or anything else like that. It's just I'm really lonely, and I want more of you around with me. So if there's an event that pops up and I know we need riders, I could be like, y'all go, please. I can't make it. Go, please go. Like that kind of stuff, you know? TLDR, I want to make more Kamen Rider and Tokusatsu cosplayers out there. So come join me and we'll go do that. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Last question from Six Pack before I boogie woogie. Any particular ultras you want to tackle down the road? I can imagine material, especially the rubber, could be a fun challenge. I love Ultraman Zero. Zero is a really cool one, and I like Zero a lot. I also really enjoy the original 7. And I'm really, 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 really enjoying Zet. I don't know who I would pick. Maybe Tiga, because he was my first? I don't know. I have to think about that one a little bit more, Six Pack. Come back to me again on a future stream. Maybe I'll have a better answer for you next time. Until then, y'all, I'll catch you next time. Keep an eye out. You never know. I might do a bonus stream later this week. Tuesday, we have a Patreon stream. And until then, I'm out of here. Love y'all. Stay safe. And I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.